Watch this, boy. Watch this. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Bench Warmers, the sports podcast where the takes are fire, the laughs are loud, and the stats, well, let's just say they're debatable. Bishop, Pops, Marlon, and Jason are calling it the way they see it, straight from the fans' perspective. Grab a seat, join the bench. It's game time.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Bench Warmers podcast. Last week, we pulled up to the mic, cracked open a group chat, and we showed y'all how we get down in here. So now it's time to see where we're headed. The Bears are buzzing. Caleb's cooking, or is he just simmering? The kicking game might just be the MVP, and the defensive line, but let's just pray there's some kind of pushback. Tonight, we are breaking it all down. What should happen, what could happen, and what will definitely get called out and sit your ass down. Let's get into it, fellas. Right now, it's time for episode 2, pregame, the first game in the Destiny. All right, y'all. So look, before we jump into it, it looks like I was right about the Hall of Fame game. I said that the Chargers was going to win. Y'all all doubted me. Y'all said Detroit was going to do it. And so for that, y'all get y'all shots ready. So come on, y'all. What y'all drinking? Pops, what you got?
So I got a little vodka and grenadine.
Jay, what you got?
I've got Alexander Murray 18.
Man, I ain't never even heard of Alexander Murray. All right, you man, that's okay.
Jay
What you got?
man.
Alexander used to play for the Packers, man.
Oh, Lord.
Man, hey, it's just some good old hen dog, old faithful.
Ain't nothing wrong with that in there. I got a little Buffalo Trace, so y'all, let's knock it down one time. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Let's
Salud.
get it.
All right.
Woo. That was nice. Hey, so look, in that game, we actually had our first doink of 2025. I'm sure y'all saw it, but we got to see that one more time. It was pretty funny to me. Check this out.
Dicker 9 of 11 from over 50 last year. How about a July doink?
Man, I don't need no doinks.
No doinks. We can't.
That brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it?
Man, it hurts every time you hear the sound.
Hey,
What'd
I
you
think
say,
that
Jay?
was Cody Parker's little nephew.
Laces out. So yeah, man. So hey, listen, Chicago, please, no doinks. We don't need them. We're gonna keep this thing moving, y'all. So we're gonna get into a little bit about the Bears. But before we do, we have to know whose kid is this. Keep an eye out for this kid right here. He's gonna be in the 2035 draft somewhere. If anybody knows who he is, please, y'all, tell us. Because we would love to have him on the show. Him and his daddy, his mama, whoever it is, we need to have him on the show. Because this little kid, oh my God, y'all just watch this. Oh, wait a minute, I got to rewind it. I'll edit that. All right, here we go. Oh man, hey, so I lost count at 5 stiff arms. Derrick Henry ain't got nothing on that kid.
Well, Marcus, your question was, does anybody know who the kid is? I happen to know who the kid is.
Oh,
His mama's accusing me of child support. I am not accepting any of it, but the boy looks good.
Hey, you might want to reconsider that like Karl Malone did after the kid get 18 and make it.
Hey, my man looked like the mascots when he playing the Pop Warner teams at halftime.
Hey, the only person he didn't stiff arm is somebody's mama.
He said, hey, and where you at? Come on out here. You can get it too.
He was looking for it, Jay.
He was looking for it.
All right, so look, y'all, I'm going to get into a little bit about this. We're going to get back into our Bears, man. And because y'all listen, I'm every year I'm with bated breath with these boys. Because I don't know. They scare me. They do so much. And then, we get so happy and we get excited. And then they blow it every time. So what y'all think about Caleb Williams? Does he really have it? Are his goals, are they real? Or are they really out of reach? Can he really do what we think he can do? He really has pressure on him. As we know it, the Bears are brutal on quarterbacks and coaches. Do you think he'll be able to show improve this year? What y'all think?
Man, I personally am a Caleb fan. I thought he was the right pick coming out. I think we should have done a little bit more due diligence with Jake Daniels. I don't like that we didn't even have him come in the building. But I like Caleb. I think it's going to be a first year in a new system. Him and Ben Johnson, I hope, will get on the same page sooner rather than later. They're saying it's some hiccups right now in camp, some ups and downs. Still getting the offense installed, though, so that's to be expected. I feel like by the end of training camp in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we should have a lot of those hiccups smoothed out. And we should be ready to roll, man. Now, 70%, 4,000 yards, that's going to be a hell of a season if he does it. But I think it's one of those things where you shoot for the moon, you miss, you land amongst the stars. I look at about 77, 78%. I think the 4,000 is probably a given with Ben Johnson and his offensive prowess. And I think with the offense that we got together, man, we can make a lot of noise in the NFC.
Yeah, because with Caleb getting sacked almost 70 times, he almost threw 4,000 last year.
Come on. I mean, it's all right there. It's all right there. You look at our offensive line being as bad as it was, Caleb holding the ball as long as he did, trying to be Superman instead of just getting the ball out on time. The scheme being probably something that my Pop Warner team wouldn't have run. But even still, 3,500 plus yards, that's a solid year for a rookie.
Yeah.
Hey, the kid's a baller. Put the ball in his hands, keep him under control. He's going to be all right. We saw what he did last year. We look to see him do much better this year. Give the kid a chance. He's got it.
So, Jay, when you say much better this year, what are you expecting from him?
I expect less interceptions, and then I expect that the offense is going to move the ball down the field and score some touchdowns.
I hate to be the guy that brings the rotten eggs to the party, because whenever you do that, it stinks. Listen, I think Caleb is a good quarterback. I think he's got great instincts. I think he's a tough kid who really wants to do well. But my question is, are we asking Caleb Williams to do more than we should ask him to do, or more than he can do? So the goal, 70% completion of his passes and 4,000 yards. In the history of the National Football League, which is 100 years old now, how many quarterbacks have done that? 4.
Wow.
Tom Brady never did it. Peyton Manning never did it. Brett Favre never did it.
Hey,
why in the world are we expecting Caleb Williams to do it? What have you all seen that I'm missing?
You know who did do it? Pop?
Who?
Jared Goff.
He might have done it twice, actually.
And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a scheme that's going to be quarterback friendly, that's going to utilize the playmakers that you have, not having the quarterback playing hero ball. Get the ball out of his hands, get it into the playmakers' hands, let them make the plays. It can happen. Now, do I think it will happen? I don't think so. I think we're going to come up short, but I'm not saying that it's impossible.
No, nothing's impossible. Jesus Christ might come back tomorrow. with a football in
I was
his
going to say,
hand.
wait, I want to see this season first.
and he might do the Heisman move. So there's a lot of things that can happen. The question is, how likely is it that will happen? From my personal opinion, I think that it will not happen, in part because statistically, it's only happened 4 times in the history of the NFL. And in terms of quarterbacks who throw for 70% or more in a year, how many quarterbacks do you think that have done that? I'll tell you, it's been 32. Drew Brees did it 7 times. Can you believe that? Yeah. So in the history of the NFL, only 24 other quarterbacks have thrown for 70% or more. It's not going to happen.
Pop, sometimes I just, on the lighter side of it, man, your negativity, man, he can do it.
Hey, are you even a Bears fan?
Well, see, that's probably why when I go gamble, I usually come back with a pocket full of money.
I ain't got none left. You know, I get a couple dollars, I'll be up, and I just keep going, not blow it. Yeah, so
You do have
you
a
might
point.
be right, Pop. You might be
I
right.
think I told you all last week, sentiment has no place in my life.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm about to have to adopt that. So if the impossible happens and he hits those stats, do the Bears automatically win more, or do you think that equates to wins, or what does that equate to, even if he does hit it?
I think if he hits it, it definitely equates to more wins. It means that we've held the ball longer. It means that the other team has gotten the ball less. It means that we're moving the ball. It means that we are deflating the other team's ego. If that were to happen, we would have one heck of a year. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, guys,
I would imagine that if he hit those goals, it would lead to success. But with football being such a team game, man, you look at the Bengals last year. Joe Burrow's throwing for 500 yards every week, 5 touchdowns, and these boys can't sniff the playoffs. The NFL is it's a wild league, man, and it's a team game. I feel like the defense that would have to obviously hold their own. Special teams is big, but if he hits those goals of 70%, 4,000, I think I would obviously believe that we're a playoff team at that point.
Well, Marlon, you make a great point, but I have a question about that point. How many games did Joe Burrow miss?
I'm not sure. I think Burrow missed 2 or 3. Let me see.
I think he missed more. But while you're looking at that, if he missed more, even though you're throwing for 3, 4, 5 touchdowns a game, if you miss 5 or 6 and you got a backup quarterback that comes in, you got a problem.
Now, luckily for us, though, I like Tyson Bagent a lot.
Hey,
Now,
Yes,
granted,
too.
I agree.
you never want your backup to have to come in, but if he does, I feel like we in good hands.
hey, I saw some video of Bajan coming out of training camp. And listen, you know, I got to roll with Caleb because that's our guy. You know, Caleb's my quarterback. But but Bajan looked good.
Yeah,
Bajan
no,
looked good.
Bagent's solid, man.
So on that, what do y'all think about Luther Burden? I heard he had a breakout camp day, and once he got back on the field, came back in there killing. Y'all hear anything about that?
Yeah, so they said he had a hamstring, some soft tissue stuff coming out of minicamp. But they said he came back. He's had a couple of big days. Say his first day he got kicked out of a drill for not being prepared, not being in alignment. You know, and with Ben Johnson, apparently what they're saying, alignment and assignment is everything. And if you don't have those two things right, you can't be on this field. So
I love it.
said Luther Burden got kicked off of the field, got kicked out of a drill his first day back because he wasn't prepared. Since then, they say he's been right. And they say between him and Colston Loveland, these boys are going to be a problem this year.
So, hey, did Ben make him go stand in the
Hey, I
corner,
see that
Marlon?
kid laser focused.
Marlon, did Ben make him go stand in the corner?
Yeah, man, he made him put his head down.
Hey, but you know what? I've heard quite a few players talking about Ben Johnson and how he's doing that and how they really appreciate that because he's not letting no mess happen. I mean, you gotta, if you're not on, I don't care who you are, you out of here. You gotta go and figure out what you need to do, and maybe you'll get back a little bit later. But hey, you gonna get up out of here for now until you get your mind right. So I'm loving what I'm hearing about that.
Hey, I'm seeing that guy, step in that coaching spot, and he's coaching them hard. These boys need that. You know, Chicago needs that. We saw the year before. These boys were just out there playing street ball. No, we need a real coach out there, and I think Ben is the man.
Yeah,
Jay, he is creating a culture. And that's something that the Chicago Bears have not positively had for several years. And so he's creating a culture. And I think I said last week, it's not going to happen this year, in my opinion. But within 3 years, we're going to be contending.
Hey, so real quick, it took me a while because my typing fingers are slow. But Joe Burrow, 17 games played, 70.6 completion percentage, 4,900 yards. Missed the playoffs. So like I said, it's a team game, man. And I remember watching some of those games. It's like, dude, what more can the offense do?
Wow.
And as soon as they get off the field, the defense give up a touchdown. So it's got to be complimentary ball, no matter what the stats look like. If Caleb throw for 2,500, but we shutting guys out or shutting teams out and holding them to 3 points, we can make the playoffs.
Well, speaking of Ben Johnson and his culture that he's bringing, we all know that the big men down in the front, for some reason, they just cannot stay healthy. They blowing knees, they blowing something, and so the inevitable is going to happen. We're going to have some injuries, especially on that front line. We've already heard of some with Ben Johnson and him and his culture and his coaching. Do you all think he's equipped to pivot and adapt to that? If he can't, what would a breakdown in that say about him really being ready to be a head coach? And as far as Coach Johnson, are we buying the hype, or are we just hoping for the best?
Coach Johnson hasn't won a single game yet as an NFL head coach. We pay $13 million because we believe he's going to win many games. We believe that because he proved in Detroit that he has a different type of a mindset, and it's a mindset that not only do his players buy into, but they win. I believe that if Coach Johnson, if the players do get hurt and do not play in the positions or at the time that he thought that they would, he's going to use the next man up philosophy. And it's going to be up to them to do their job and up to him to get the most out of them. Now, the question will be, will he have the capacity and the capability to do that? And the fact that he's making people get off the field for lining up wrong gives me a lot of hope that he's going to do a lot of right things.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I like that statement.
Yeah, so now it's interesting because, like you said, he hasn't won one game as a head coach. We saw what he can do offensively in Detroit. There was a lot of talk before the Hall of Fame game. Could Detroit's coach, could he sustain what he did last year? Do you think Ben Johnson being off of Detroit's sideline made Detroit look the way they looked? Or was that just something that they're going through because they really weren't playing their guys? Or did Ben Johnson have a lot to do with that?
I wouldn't put too much into the Hall of Fame game, but I think come week one, we will see the difference in not having Ben Johnson on the sideline for Detroit. And not for nothing, Aaron Glenn too. Detroit's defense losing so many starters. I believe they lost 6 or 7 starters throughout the course of the year. Still ended up with a 15-2 record. Aaron Glenn had a lot to do with that. You lose both of those coordinators, man. Hey, Dan Campbell got a task ahead of him because it's not easy to replicate what they've done, and you lose both of your coordinators. That can be difficult to, like I said, to duplicate. Now, as far as our defensive line and Ben, it's hard for any coach. You lose top guys to go out there and win. Like Pop said, it will be the next man up philosophy and mentality. Those boys got to be ready. And again, piggybacking off Pop, Ben has shown that he can have guys prepared to play. I feel like he's going to do his part. The players got to do their part. And now I could just be drinking the Kool-Aid or the hand. You never know. I've been known to do both. So, but I feel like I think that he's got what it takes, but only time will tell for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll have to happen quickly.
The culture change is going to be huge. We need that. Get these guys legit. Get these guys, firing on all cylinders. Getting them to buy into his scheme. Let's do it. I think they're going to be all right.
And every year there is a little game that's played in the NFL. And that game is called Let's See Who Can Get the Hottest Coach to Sign with Us. And every year there's that one person that stands out. Think back. Eric Bieniemy was that guy one time. Now nobody wants him, right?
I'm glad we got him.
Mike McDaniel was that guy about 3 or 4 years ago. Now they're talking about whether they'll even keep him in Miami. It's a tough job, man. The coach can only do what he can do. He can only motivate what he can motivate, but the players have to do their job. The coaches have to do their job, and something nobody ever talks about. Management and ownership have to do their job.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you what.
A lot of times it ain't about the X's and O's, man. You got to have the Johnnies and the Joes, too.
That's right.
Hey, I like that, man. You a poet and didn't even know it, dog.
Hey, man, I stole that from some smart football guy.
So you brought up Eric Bieniemy. You know, like you said, at one point he was the hot guy. And, you know, it bothers me so bad when I hear these professionals saying, oh, he coached me too hard. You know, he cussing at me. He doing this, that. And I'm a grown man. Dude, I tell you what, I ain't going to mention his name because I don't know how far the statute of limitations go. But my freshman coach, he had a ring that he always wore. And you messed up in practice. He's coming at that helmet right in the ear hole with that ring. Pow! Now I wasn't getting paid $1, but I went through that ring in the ear for about 10 minutes every time I messed up.
Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
and, you know, and I kept playing football for free. You know, and these dudes are getting paid millions and millions of dollars, right? And they talking about the coaches coaching him too hard. I saw a video of him running drills with our running backs. I'm so glad we went out and picked him up, and I loved every bit of it. You know what I mean? These dudes got to step up, man. I mean, it's too soft, man.
My man cussing folks out for hitting the cone during the drill. He said the cone ain't moving. If you're doing your job, how are you hitting it?
Yeah,
man. And that's a dude. Hey, that's a dude that could have been an offensive coordinator or a head coach somewhere, and he's our running backs coach, man.
Yeah,
we got a good staff with us right now.
Yeah, and you saw what he did in Kansas City. Hey, they move like they're in the military.
Yep.
You know, that's a great offense right there. And we got one of their coaches, so we should be excited about having him on our team.
Well, then we
well, you know, Marcus, one of the things that separates the bench warmers from the analysts who are getting paid for it, we're not getting paid to say what we say.
Yeah.
We don't have to have any fear about what we say.
Yeah.
The bench warmers look at the game from the point of view of the fan. I could care less if the dude gets hit in one ear. In fact, hit him in the other ear if that doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. Do it, please. And if that's gonna make these guys play better, do whatever you got to do. Cause I won't tell that story. Not on here. Because we had another coach that locker room wasn't. Anybody went to Creek Monier and played football with me, y'all know yeah. So I'm gonna just keep that moving. All right, so look, we're gonna move on, y'all. We're going into this third down here, the defensive line. Is it beef, or are we doing a bull run here? Are we really making some things happen? Have we really fixed our D line? Can we stop the run, or do y'all think we're gonna get ran all over again? Are we gonna be able to produce any sacks on the defensive side of the ball? And what stats do we gotta improve to be able to be a winning team on the defensive side? I want to go back to being the monsters of the midway, man. What we got to do?
The sacks got to come. I don't know what Dio Ademo, a new addition that we got from Indianapolis as a free agent. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table, but between him and Austin Booker, they got to give some support on the opposite side of Montez Sweat. They say Montez was injured a lot last year. Hopefully he's healthy and will come back with a vengeance. Like I said, between Dio and Austin Booker on that other side, we need some pressure. And then in the middle, between Javon Dexter Jr., Big Bill, Andrew Billings, and who did we just pick up as a free agent? Not Javon Dexter. Grady Jarrett. I'm sorry. Grady, my bad, boss. But listen, those dudes, they can make something happen. And my boy Pat the designer, he's been saying something that really makes a lot of sense to me. He said, if we can get 100% of Grady Jarrett 40% of the time, we good to go. And I agree with that. Grady is in his 10th or 11th year, I think. And hey, he still can produce. He just ain't got that motor to keep it up. 17 games, 85 snaps a game, like back in the day. But man, we got some guys. They have to gel together as a unit. They got to play off of each other.
We've got to have schemes that go for sacks. Over the last several years, the Bears have really been an anti-sack team. Now, whether you believe what I'm about to say or if you want to call me crazy, you can. But I believe that most sacks begin in the defensive backfield. Huh? I say that because if you can hold people in the defensive backfield where they can't get open, you can run all kinds of different schemes that will allow linebackers and others to make penetration in the holes to get sacks. It's not all on the offensive line. I'm sorry, on the defensive line.
That dude sound like he watched some football.
What'd you say, Marlo?
I said that dude sound like he watched some football.
I think he a plant, man. He might be one of those real people that trying to show us out up here. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. Because coverage is really what makes everything else happen. If you got dudes that's able to do a quick step on you and get open on a slant and he can throw it out quick, we'll never get back there. You need at least 3.5 seconds of coverage to give them some time to be able to penetrate that line. So I agree with that 100%. So did we do what we have to do, though, that if they do get that coverage time, because I've seen sometimes where some quarterbacks have had 8, 9, 10 seconds on the Bears and we ain't did nothing. So have we made enough changes to where if something like that happens, can we get back there and take this quarterback down?
I think only time will tell, Marcus, and I don't think we're going to really see a lot of it in the preseason. For me, the preseason is kind of a write-off. There's reasons to have a preseason, and there are positive things that can come from it. But of course, there's negative things, injuries, and they're not going to play their better players for any majority of the game. And so we're going to have to wait and see. But what, Marcus, the answer to your question is, has the defensive coach come up with a Buddy Ryan mentality that says we are going after the quarterback. If they beat us long, they beat us long, but the quarterback will be pulling grass out of his mouth.
And out of his ass. I love it.
And it is a symbiotic relationship too. The D line and the secondary. You get the D line, get some pressure on the quarterback, make him get rid of the ball before he wants to. That turns into takeaways. You got the defensive backfield and secondary, giving the receivers the hard time, making the quarterback clutch when he wants to be throwing. That leads to sacks, hopefully strip fumbles, things like that. It definitely they go hand in hand. One hand wash the other, both wash the face.
Man, dude, where are you coming up with this stuff, man?
hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, man.
Man, that Henny is working, man.
All knowing is on point.
Man, this guy, man. You know what? I think I need to do some homework because these guys they starting to sound like the real people. Y'all gonna be on the Fox. That's what y'all doing. Y'all trying to get a contract. Y'all trying to get out the bench warmers and get on Fox or something.
No, we need to take the bench warmers to a network.
Yeah, hey, I love it. Let's do it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so hey, we're gonna move on to fourth down. And what happens on fourth down is our special teams. Now, how important are our special teams?
I think our special teams may be the most important unit on the Chicago Bears this year. Because of the fact that we are going to be in a rebuilding year where we're going to be trying things, we're going to be punting a lot, and we're going to be kicking field goals. We'll probably be kicking a lot of long field goals. If our kicker and if our punter can be among the top 3 in the league, they very well may win us 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
so
I agree. You have Kairos Santos that's been hitting from everywhere. I agree.
So, do you think he's going to be the big difference in close games this year?
Cairo
I think Kyron's
Santos
going
is he
to
is
sure.
money, man. The Bears have gotten a Christmas gift early. This boy is ice cold. He's not perfect. Nobody is, but he has got to have one of the highest percentage made field goals in the NFL in the last 3 years.
So
And,
I got a differing opinion on this.
okay.
I think our special teams, while obviously is definitely going to be important, I don't think it's going to be as important as we believe it will be. I think we're going to go for it a lot on fourth and shorts, and some fourth and mediums. I think that Ben has shown that he's willing to do that. Also, I think that that's going to lead to us being in better field position when it does come time where we need to kick a field goal, things like that.
Right.
Now, while Cairo is super accurate and I love him for his accuracy, he don't have a deep leg. So we're going to need some of those fourth down conversions. We're going to need some extra yards, some additional yards to put him in position. Now, once he's in position, though, I think Cairo is one of the best kickers in the league, and he can definitely put the points on the board when we need him. But Ben has shown that he got no problem going for it on fourth and short or fourth and medium.
And now we're talking a lot about Cairo. What about Torrey Taylor? And before we talk about Torrey, you say you don't think we're gonna need them as much as we're thinking. But Caleb also told Torrey, don't worry about it, we ain't gonna need you a whole lot. And y'all saw what happened. So how much of a difference you think Torrey will make?
I mean, well, that guy kicks the ball so deep, the receiver on the other end is chasing the ball down. So if he can continue to do that and get them off of their spot and make them chase the ball down, that lets our guys get down there fast enough to make a tackle within, like 5 or 10 yards, which we'll take.
Yeah, swinging field position is going to be huge when it comes time and we do need to punt. Torrey's got a big enough leg to do that. I really like it. I don't know if I'd have taken him in the fourth round, but I like the fact that he does have a big leg and he can change field position and give the other offense a lot of field to have to eat up.
And Ben,
don't forget, he's a big boy. So I mean, he can get down there and probably stick the hell out of somebody.
And Ben has to make sure that the special teams unit realizes how important they are to the overall success of the Bears. In fact, if I were Ben, I would have 11 oxygen units on the side, and anybody who didn't need one after the play, they're out of here.
Hey, you just gonna scrap the whole team, huh?
They're out of here.
Hey, Jay, what was your boy name that was always sucking down some oxygen?
Oh man, you know what? We're not gonna do that to him. We're not gonna do that to him. He might see me on the street. I want zero of that smoke.
Yeah, you probably don't. All right, so in y'all mind, final verdict. Have we done enough on the defensive side?
I think we did all we could do.
Parsons is out there. Can Chicago, dig in their pockets a little bit deeper to go get them? I mean, that would be the icing on the cake right there. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Hey, but it is an option out there. You want to solidify the defense, you do something like that.
Yeah, I do say if Micah truly becomes available, because this may just be a thing like Jerry Jones said, this is a part of negotiations, and he's going to go back there anyway. But if Micah is truly available, I say the Bears throw everything in the book at that boy and go and get him. Because I think that's the missing piece. If you can get him and Sweat together, that'd be ugly.
Pop, what you think?
Well, the Bears have had a tendency to kind of play, like the bull and the matador. They take the little thing.
Ole.
Ole. When we need a stop, we have a hard time getting it unless it comes from Sweat. So have the Bears done enough? Marcus, that's your question. I think the Bears basically did all they could do. They've only got $13 million in cap space left. It's not a lot of money. And they had to leave some holes. They couldn't fill every hole. But I give Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren, and I even give the McCaskies a lot of credit for letting those two guys do their job. Is it going to be enough? Enough for what? Enough to win an extra game or two? I hope so. It won't be enough for them to go, to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I think we're an edge rusher short. I like what we got at the linebacker level. I think Tremaine Edmonds needs a big year this year. He needs to step up and live up to his contract. He was the big free agent signing a couple of years back, and I personally don't feel like he's lived up to that. I think T.J. Edwards has outshined him when it comes to the linebacker play. But I do like what we have there. I really love our secondary. Jalen Johnson get back healthy. You got Tyreek Stevenson on the other side. They're talking about this guy, Nashawn Wright, has been producing in camp. Jaquan is back. Kyler Gordon, Spider-Man, is obviously doing this thing, guarding the slot receivers. I really like what we have. I think we're an edge rusher short. I would have liked if they'd have went out and found a way to get Trey Hendrickson, or now that Mike is kind of available, I would like if we could find a way to get him. I feel like it'll take 2 first-round picks, which I wouldn't mind if we could get them. I would be good with that. But the thing about going out and getting a big-time edge rusher, you got to believe that Caleb is the guy. Because if Caleb is not the guy, and you go get a guy and you paying him that type of money, it really saddles your roster and your salary cap. So if you feel like Caleb is the one, then you take a chance and you go get somebody like a Michael Parsons and pay him that money.
So Marlon, I have a question for you.
What's up?
What's the possibility of making an offer to Richard Dent?
Hey, I bet you Richard Dent would take whatever you offer him right now.
Hey, we might be able to get Richard Dent for $10.
Hey, but it's interesting with the whole Micah thing. Although I think it's a far shot that we'll get him. But we saw this movie before. When we went through the house at Khalil Mack.
Yep.
And he came, and for a game or two, he was, oh man, Khalil, I'm so glad we got him. And then he kind of went into the bushes like Homer Simpson. So I would just hope, if the far shot came and we was able to get that dude, I would hope we wouldn't be the place where he just comes to just disappear. So that's that. I don't think he's coming, but if he does, Micah from the bench warmers, come on home.
Hey, where's home?
All right, so look, we're about to finish this thing up, but we did get our first voicemail here. So this is from our guy John out here in Dallas, Texas. He did just want to chime in for a second, so here you go.
What's up, bench warmers? This is your boy Big John, better known as the Chronicle. Favorite team? Come on, man. My first Bears game was 1965. Gail in Wrigley Field. Gail Sayers and Dick Buckets were rookies. As far as what I'm looking at, since Lovey's been gone, oh my God. I'm just hoping we do something this year. We actually have a team this year if we can get them to gel and play as a unit. I think what you're doing is interesting. I love it. One of these days, we're going to have to get on the show. Get me on the show so we can have a real conversation about real football. I don't know if any of you all actually played, but I actually did play when I was in the service, man, and that was the closest. That was way above semi-pro. I actually played with some guys that probably could have played with NFL, but that's another story. This year, I'd like to see at least 8 games. If we can do 8 games, I would actually be happy. I'm not trying to push 10 games. I'm not trying to do any of this. I'm tired of 3 and 13 and 5 and 11s and 5s and 12s. No, man, it doesn't work for me. But let's go Bears. I wasn't a Caleb fan when he came here, but let's see what he can do. I am a Ben Johnson fan, and I love the fact that our D coordinator, Mr. Allen, had the defense doing nutcrackers day one. Holla at your boy. Bear down.
Marcus looks frozen.
No, nobody's frozen.
All right, I didn't hear any of that message.
Oh Lord.
Sorry.
Yeah, we couldn't hear any of John.
Oh no.
I was like, you guys got dog ears or something?
Marley, you heard him?
I heard John loud and clear.
I heard nothing, brother.
All right, wait a minute, hold on. This will be edited. Let me see.
What's up, bench
I
warmers?
don't
This is
hear
your
that.
boy, Big John, better known as the Chronicle.
I can't hear a word.
Favorite team? Come on, man. My first Bears game.
Huh.
Marlon, you can hear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't hear.
And I hear him clear as ever.
Hey, let me move closer to the screen.
No.
It's
It's about to melt.
All right, well, I guess we're going to play John.
Retake this part.
Yeah, we won't be able to play John. So we'll get up on the next time.
During the edit, you can play him in the edit, right? Maybe you could tell us what he said and we could reply.
So basically what he was saying is that he's been a Bears fan basically all his life. He went to his first Bears game in 1965 in Wrigley Field. He's hoping for 8 wins this year. He played football in the service. He didn't say what branch, but he played in the service. And said he didn't know if any of us played football, but, he played in the service. So if y'all want to try to say something like so Pop, I'll just ask you, hold on, 3, 2.
Did he have any questions or just commentary?
Not really, just commentary. Just saying, he appreciates what we're doing. He likes what we're doing. And he wants to be on the show one day and stuff like that. It really wasn't a question, though. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you, though, in response to the video is this. Hold on, let me give myself a little space so I can. So, Pop, do you remember those games back in Wrigley Field when the Bears played in Wrigley Field?
Of course, but my answer to him would be, hey, John, don't call again, man. No, okay, no. Of course, I remember the game.
So what was it like back then when they played in the baseball stadium?
So when the Bears played at Wrigley Field, they were one of the better teams in the NFL. They played on grass. They played in what at the time was a smaller stadium that was, it was a warm place, and the Bears were loved. They won the championship in 1963, if I remember correctly, by beating Washington. I think the score was 60-something-0. And so the Bears are one of the best teams in the NFL at the time. Some people make the argument that as they grew into a bigger stadium and into a bigger team, they got worse. So, hey, John, I remember, brother, 1965, Rick Caceres, Willie Gallimore, Mike Ditka. The Bears had a team, man. Let's get them back, brother. And if they don't work out, maybe you can come back and give them a hand.
Man, listen, all of our knees are messed up. So we better stay far away from that football field. So as we wrap up, y'all, we got some games coming up this weekend. We got the Miami Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. We got the Jets and the Packers, and we got Cleveland and Carolina. Those are just a few of the games we're watching. So as we do every week around this time, and next week, y'all will see our tally so y'all can see who's in the lead. We're going to start this thing right now in preseason. So listen, I need to know who y'all got. Miami, Chicago, Cleveland, Carolina, and Jets, Packers. Pop, who you got?
Well, let me ask you a question first. This doesn't count toward our final score at the end of the year, does it?
This will be our preseason score, and then we'll start the real score.
Okay.
It's preseason for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, what's the game?
All right, so we got Miami at the Bears. Who you got?
Well, of course I'm taking the Bears.
All right, then we got Jets, Packers.
I'm going with the Packers.
Then we got Cleveland, Carolina.
Cleveland will hurt Carolina.
All right, is Shador going to start?
No.
All right, Jay, what you got?
Hey, I've got the Bears over Miami, and I've got the Jets over the Packers, and I've got the Browns over who are they playing again?
Carolina.
I got the Browns over Carolina.
Jay say the Browns over everybody.
Yeah. I think Shador.
I'm riding with Shador.
Shador's gonna light it up. He's gonna do his thing.
Marlo, who you got?
Now, I'm gonna be a little bit more long-winded than them, but definitely got the Bears. Not really looking forward to seeing too much because here's the thing about the preseason. While it doesn't count, it matters. So Pop was saying the preseason don't matter. I vehemently disagree with that. It just don't count. Watching the Bears, I want to see some roster battles. I want to see what J.P. Richardson do if he has an opportunity to make the team. He's been shining in camp. He's really the only person that I got my eye on right now. That's a lie. I want to see what Cal Monunga has to do in the backfield for the Bears also. So I got the Bears for sure. You'll probably never hear me take the Packers. So I got the Jets. I don't know if Justin Fields is going to play, but I'm curious to see what he got. Chicago loves Justin Fields. I don't know why, but they do, and they want to see him succeed. So he's got another opportunity as the unquestioned starter. Let's see what you got. So I'm going to go with the Jets there. And then I'll probably go with Cleveland. I think Shador is going to be the best quarterback playing in the game, with the starters probably playing one series, two at the most. I'm really curious to see what he's got. There was a lot of questions about if he was NFL ready coming in. We're about to find out. Granted, he's going to be playing against 3s and 4s and some guys that's probably going to go be accountants in 3 weeks. So if you can't show improve against them, then you might have an issue. So I want to see what Shador brings to the table.
All right, that's what's up. All right, and so obviously I got the Bears. Pop, if I was in Florida right now, I would never say the Packers gonna win nothing. So I'm gonna go with the Jets, and then I'm gonna also ride with Cleveland too. I'm Team Shador, man. I want to see that dude do well. I want to see him do just as well as I want to see Justin do well, because I was the Justin guy, and I was hurt when they pushed him up out of here, because I feel if we would have done for Justin what we did for Caleb, Justin would have been all right. So
wait, now before we end, I got one question on Justin.
Yo,
you comfortable with paying Justin Fields $40 million?
I am, because I ain't paying him.
Well, yeah. Because that's what we'd have had to pay the man. I like Justin Fields too. I think he was all right. I don't think he was ever going to be a great thrower of the football.
Yeah.
But for $40 million, you better be able to throw the football really great.
Well, Marlon, the guy that, you talked about who you were going to watch. On Cleveland, I am going to be watching Fred Himalaya. He's the guy that brings the Hershey bars around at halftime. Keep an eye on Fred.
He the second most important person behind Bobby Boucher.
Right.
Pop is always good for a good laugh, man.
That's what's up, man. So, hey, that's a wrap on episode 2.
All right.
Whether you believe the Bears, whether you believe in the Bears or you think we're bluffing our way through this rebuild, y'all be sure to let us know your takes. Join the Facebook group. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a voicemail on SpeakPipe. We might just play you live next week. Until then, stay warm. And from the bench, we say peace.
Bench warmers.
Hey, let me just do one thing. Where does this thing go? I could just do this in post-production. But
we need a better introduction. The music is better.
Hi, my name is Jamie. I want to know, does Caleb wear a